Whilst the first day we approached Petra from the main entrance that I talked about in the previous video, the second day we're heading to the back gates located 9 kilometers from the adjacent town of Wadi Musa, where we stayed for 3 nights. The Backdoor trail starts at Little Petra, also known as Siq Al-Bint, translated as a cold canyon, but its name comes from its orientation and its high walls, preventing the entry of most available sunlight. The modern name of Little Petra comes from its similarities to the larger site to the south. Both must be entered via a narrow canyon. Little Petra was established in the 1st century AD, when the Nabatean culture was at its peak in the region. It was a suburb of Petra, the Nabatean capital, meant to house visiting traders on the Silk Road, on their journey towards faraway destinations such as Egypt, Syria, and Mesopotamia. Perhaps it was where more successful merchants lived and entertained their visiting counterparts. The Nabateans also used Little Petra as a storage facility for their commodities. They carved buildings with large chambers into the walls of the sandstone rocks and used them to store grain, olive oil, and other products. 450-meter canyon is consisting of 3 wider areas, connected by the narrow passages. Little Petra was abandoned after the fall of the Nabatean kingdom in the 2nd century AD, and after used only by Bedouin nomads for centuries. On the site there are a couple of stalls with handcrafts and souvenirs selling by locals, who are trying to convince that these are the ancient coins belong to the previous civilizations. Short ride from Little Petra to the beginning of the Backdoor trail to the monastery. Saves you about 1 hour walking, and it costs around 15 dinar. One of the main benefits of taking the Backdoor trail is that you can skip ascending 800 steps when visiting the monastery from the main entrance, as going down is always generally much easier. Additionally, it's a one-way route, meaning you will not have to go through the same path twice. The trail follows a well-defined pathway and takes you through the rugged hills, lush canyons, and winding mountains with sweeping panoramas, some of the finest in Jordan. It does require a certain level of fitness and mental preparation, as there is a lot of uneven terrain and many steps up and down, but it's doable for moderately fit hikers. My mom did it with no problem, having a couple of stops of rest on the way. It's a good idea to pack lots of water, sturdy hiking boots, and sunscreen to conquer the trail like a pro. However, the landscape and scenery are beautiful and a bit different from the rest of Petra. It's a dramatic maze of rock formations, passing dwellings and tombs along the way, before culminating at the monastery. The traditional Bedouin cafes offer a few simple snacks and drinks, where you can escape from the heat and boost the energy by having a cold freshly squeezed orange juice. We're almost halfway through heading to the top of these rocks, making all the way up, ascending from the foothill of the mountains. We've been approached many times, offered a ride by the mule to the monastery. There are also camels, donkeys, and horses around the site, but we don't recommend using them as there are concerns about animal welfare. The region around Petra was inhabited since 7000 BC, but the Nabateans, a nomadic Arab tribe, arrived in the south of Jordan in the 6th century BC, whose kingdom rose up from these cliffs and peaks, and whose incredible wealth grew from the lucrative incense trade. Petra flourished as a bustling trading hub with a population of 20,000 people due to its strategic location along major caravan routes linking Arabia, Egypt, and the Mediterranean. The Nabatean harnessed the engineering prowess to construct an intricate network of water channels and reservoirs, enabling the city to thrive in the arid desert environment. Over the centuries, Petra faced conquest by the Romans and later the Byzantines. Petra's significance declined as the trade route shifted, and an earthquake in 363 destroyed parts of the city, causing it to become abandoned and uninhabited for 5 centuries. The lost city of Petra was only rediscovered 200 years ago, although only 15% of the lost city has been discovered. 85% remains underground and intact. The monastery, or Ad Deir, is a substantially larger structure than the Treasury. It's 50 meters wide and 45 meters high. It was built in the 1st century AD and served as a Nabatean royal tomb and later used as a Christian monastery. The flat area in front of the monastery was leveled in order to make the area suitable for social gatherings and religious occasions. From the monastery, you can take the 7-kilometer trail back to the entrance, passing by souvenir shops and stopping at some other beautiful sites on the way. The trail takes you down 800 steps, which was the ancient professional route of the Nabateans. As you wind through more canyons, you eventually reach the bottom and come out to Qasr Al-Bint, the religious temple of the Nabateans. Despite the name given to it by the local Bedouin, castle of the pharaoh daughter, the temple was originally built as dedication to Nabatean gods and was one of the most important temples in Petra. The Temenos Gate marked the entrance to the sacred courtyard of the Qasr Al-Bint, separating the commercial area of the city from the sacred area of the temple. Built in the 2nd century AD, the gateway originally had huge wooden doors and side towers. The Great Temple is an imposing structure for worship and community gatherings that covers an area of 7,500 square meters. The complex includes the monumental staircase, a large courtyard, and various chambers and halls adorned with intricate architectural details and decorative elements. Given its prominent location in the center of Petra's main valley, the Great Temple was the dominant building in the city's skyline. It rises about 25 meters above the colonnade street that contained more than 100 columns, the main street running through the ancient city center. The Romans appear to have used it in later times as a civic center. We are coming back to the main entrance, passing by the beautiful sites I talked about in the previous video. We briefly look at the royal tombs and Roman theatre on the Street of Facades and heading towards gorgeous Treasury and Siq Camyon. Al-Kazneh, or the Treasury in Arabic, got this name by Bedouins, who had believed that the decorative urn on the second level contained the treasures. It is hewn into the sandstone cliff, 24 meters wide and 37 meters tall in the 4th century BC, and it served as a mausoleum. It was a long day and we did well on foot, around 15 kilometers, and now it's time to eat. My mom's recipe is cozy and welcoming restaurant with its Bedouin-style decor and friendly service. Located on the 2nd floor, it's just few minutes walk from the main entrance. It looks empty as we came early, but normally it's busy in the rush hours. The restaurant is traditional Jordanian. You have to indulge yourself with their hummus, nice pilaf and traditional meat offerings.